Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we are, friends. Today has been probably the most interesting day in quite a long time when it comes to this particular case because we have a whole lot of voice messages from Facebook from Janie McKenzie that she sent Mike Demand. And let me tell you, it's worth the listen. Now you need to go over, and if you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribed. There's several videos, more than one. There's a whole series of them. I shared one on my community page early this morning when and it's in my chat right now for you guys to put on the sidelines. But what I'll do is I'll put that and I'll pin it to the top. So pinned to the top of my live chat, you can find the link over to Mike's. There under videos, you will see 4 videos. The beginning, the first one, released 19 hours ago. Says Janie is upset. Then it goes to part 1. There's a part 2, part 3, and there's another one as well. So there's really like 5. In no particular order, because at the end of it, I put it through the old T1000 to do some transcribing. And you've got to get a load of this. I'll do some reading for you, my friends. And there's some light analysis on a couple of them. But it's entertaining AF. Let's put it that way. She's so ridiculous. Janie, you need to go to the RCMP, have a long talk with them. Maybe they can remind you about all of the reasons why they can't clear you of any sort of wrongdoing in all of this. Bitch, you're going to serve multiple life sentences, honey. Do you understand me? And it doesn't matter to me whether or not you bring that ugly, hideous Timu fucking top to prison with you or not. Not my problem. That's a you problem, Janie. It's all a you problem. She did so much to make it seem like she's a victim in all of this. You're going to get a sense of that here tonight. USEHS1 could be. Let me see. You got to get a load of these, my friends. We'll get right into it. So I'll go back to this morning. This is to the one I shared this morning. How does Mike explain it? So really what Janie's doing is calling up Mike on the Facebook Messenger, and she is every which way. She's upset, angry. She's posting new avatars, new photos of her Facebook. A picture of Shenanigans' head on a horse, which is pretty funny. Now she's getting the hang of all of this. The problem is, though, Janie, no matter what way you cut it, it all comes back to you. You keep wanting to pretend like you're an innocent bystander in all of this. You're the source of all the bullshit, honey. Nothing about what it is that you portrayed or conveyed, the little bit that you did to Mike Demand today, puts you in a very good position. You really didn't have a reason. You're just so fucking upset at Mike Demand for calling your bullshit out, and others as well. I've got it down to a bunch of clusters of statements. I'll give you an example of some of the key statements. Not from this particular video, but about what's to come later on down this video that we're watching here today. Janie's quote, and the reason why I'm asking you this is because of all the other YouTubers will just tear me apart. Would just tear me apart. I quote Janie saying, you don't effing listen to anything I say. You know what? Analyze this. Analyze yourself because you're effing stupid. Oh, that's so funny. Can you hardly wait? Yeah, so there's several sensitivities. She tells Mike that just this your stuff on YouTube is tearing me apart. Just ripping us apart, ruining my mental health. Why is that, I wonder? Why don't you explain that a little bit there, honey? Quote Janie saying, no, you don't know what it's like. It is you guys that are doing it to us, you YouTubers, and we're being accused of something we had nothing to do with. It's not fair. So here we go with what is that? She's appealing to Mike's logic. Janie's appealing to Michael's logic. Janie of all people. Rephrasing it back into a question. Oh my God, Janie, we go there several times with all of this. Yeah, you've got it right, US. She's doing her best to look like a victim. All of these random YouTubers are really destroying her life every sort of way. You can always turn it off, you know. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do about that there. Janie, the more that you say, the more people are going to dissect it and apply it to whatever it means in relation to Jack and Lily. And she goes on to this huge spiel about putting it back in creators or Mike's lap in this circumstance about how everything that they bring up is just so far away from Jack and Lily in that sense, as though that it's not her own words themselves that we're analyzing or breaking apart. It has everything to do with Jack and Lily every single time we go live. Has everything to do. Your shitty fucking RV in the driveway, bitch. That ugly goddamn fucking trailer that you couldn't wait to move out of. The condition of it. The washing machine on the front yard. The gerbil cage. The luggage strewed all over the place. It all has to do with Jack and Lily, baby. Every last drop of it. So before we start, let's bow our heads and pray to the good Lord of statement analysis, Mike DeMann. And thank him very much for the 5 videos of amazing content today. I was thoroughly entertained. I was constantly laughing. And not just because Janie sounded like an idiot.
Janie is the last person that I expected to hear from. But I really didn't expect to hear from any of them ever. And, you know, boy, was I wrong about that. So from the beginning, I thought these are the types of people that, you know, they're not the ones to reach out to anybody. You know what I mean? They're kind of in their own little world up there, and they have their truth. And now Janie surprised me. I mean, it's not a flattering picture of me that she sent me in a dog costume. And she says, is this the dog? Is this the day you're looking for? Oh my gosh, what a dumbass. Look at her. First she says, is this the day you're looking for? And then she says, is this the dog you're looking for? So Janie apparently knows I'm onto her. Janie McKenzie knows. And this is hers. I mean, this is, you know, she changed her profile picture to, can you guess which YouTuber this is? Yeah, now it's getting to her. And apparently, okay, here was a Christmas tree, but remember, July 6, 2025. If you didn't hear it from the horse's mouth, stop listening to the ass who told you. Very clever, Janie. Very, very clever. Typical Janie. Heidi Corbett. You know, that's the wife of Dermot O'Grady, of course. Oh my God, he likes it. He likes it too. You know, he was there when she gave her interview, right?
Yep.
With this.
What's up, Susan? What's up,
National
sweet
media.
tea? Hello, Esther.
And this is her. I saw the picture and I thought, this is not Janie. Some asshole is imitating her and then trying to set me up, which by the
Well, Janie's not accepting any new friends. She still only got 8. She made good on that promise. Oh, you don't want to accept any new friends? What's such a shame. Oh, you wait till you hear it, Maria, the guilty conscience. Listen, it's a gold mine in fuck-ups for statement analysis in that sense. Red flags, we'll call them.
By the way, happened before. People try to set me up. They want me to post something or say something that then turns out to be incorrect, right? So I get this all of the time, and I expected this to be one of the situations, but no, this is just Janie being Janie. And anyways, I hope you guys are doing okay. Thank you for giving me.
Did I get messages from Janie too? Yeah, but I'm not opening mine until the day that they get handcuffs put on them as a future, amazing live stream that we're going to do. We're going to open them upon her being arrested. Have all that much more reason to look. I don't really give a shit about what the bitch has to say. I don't want to fucking talk to her. I don't need to talk to any of those fuckers. I don't need to open up my channel to any of their manipulation in that sense. Sorry, out to lunch. Can't help. See, we do the opposite here. The exact opposite, honey. I could give a fuck about your plight. You're the one who's trying to get away with double child homicide here. Now, who gives a fuck what she has to say? Clapping seal. It's not that entertaining. It'll be entertaining when she gets pearly fucking brackets put around her wrist. You don't like it? Leave a comment. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with the RCMP. I'm confident in the things that I have to say. We talk about it in a stable, realistic manner. End of. Please don't. They're all 2 fries short of a Happy Meal, says Helicopter Grandma. They all make me sick, and I am pissed off with all of them. They piss everybody off. That's the issue here. There's a real problem here. You know, the common denominator, or rather the common thing tonight that you're going to find is Janie's intention in her own public persona and how people perceive her. It's impossible to have a normal conversation with Janie, especially in a situation like this. She's in denial, refusing, stinks of a rehearsed script, and she still can't get it right. And she's still triggered. She still gets herself triggered a couple times, which, by the way, are the climax to this particular show.
Your information. That's it for now.
Okay, that was the introduction. So it starts off with a 9-minute clip titled Janie's New Messages to Me, Part 1. Now, I think I did the middle two, but it doesn't matter necessarily. They're all different messages in that sense. Let's have a look.
Out the ground.
Newest edition. Oh my God, what am I in for? Well, I hope I'm in for the truth. I hope I'm in for a confession. I hope I'm in for whatever it takes. Oh my God. She's now. Well, let's hear it.
Hell, I could tell you what happened on Monday. I can tell you what happened on Tuesday. I can tell you what happened on Wednesday. You want to know about Thursday? I'll tell you about Thursday.
Wow. Well, here we go again. Ow! Wow! You're going to your rehearsed little script again there, honey. No, you're so upset at what it is Mike's talking about, but you won't once address any of the issues that he brought up. You just want to go through what it is that you told the RCMP, the exact story that we've told you that we don't believe one iota of, bitch, that you've contradicted ever since you've brought it forth. Don't want to address anything like that. You just want to go through the story again. Bitch, we don't believe you. She has this entitlement in this sense just because she said something, just because she's brought this forth, that it's to be believed in that sense. She doesn't understand that it's unbelievable. You're going to find out why.
Thursday, I get up.
Okay, so suddenly you're pausing. Long intro, right? Long intro. Thursday, there's a pause. So we had a few conversations here and there. I'm going to publish this later on. But I want to get straight to the last one, because in my last message I said, well, you're telling me, you're hinting, you're doing all of that. Tell me what happened on Thursday.
I did my regular thing. They went to town.
What's your regular thing? And why do you introduce what you are doing on Thursday? I didn't ask you what you did on Thursday. I asked you actually what happened on Thursday. Not what you did, necessarily.
So already they're off to a bad start. Nestor, thank you very much. Already there's something like in the first communication. Of course there is. Janie, why are you contacting Mike? Why are you communicating with Mike? What's your intention? You want him to stop making videos about you? Because it's tearing you apart? It's Mike's fault that you look like a bad person? No, are you sure it's not you that's making yourself look like a bad person? You don't like people's reactions, responses? It has nothing to do with Mike or anybody else out here on YouTube. It's that you and your story and your son and your close family there are unacceptable. The entire story in this circumstance is unacceptable. And psychologically, you can't handle it. It doesn't have anything to do with the way that we tease and laugh about your ugly fucking Temu top. The fact that you live in the goddamn RV on your own driveway because you can't stand Malaya or the kids. By your own admission. The fact that you're in thorough denial over your son being a future sex offender. The fact that you talked about Jack and Lily Sullivan for 10 months in a disparaging manner. And put the blame back onto the kids. Now you're trying to dish that out onto Mike. To other YouTubers. No, that's, again, your fault, honey baby. So many weak assertions. You must still be living in that RV. Maybe you got some sort of brain worm. Because you're stuck on stupid.
Your regular thing? It was a normal day? A day like any others? It was ordinary? Right.
Around lunchtime. Okay.
And already she gets stuck.
I was in here.
Look at this.
And I heard the kids outside. I went out. Jack and Lily were between the playhouse and the woodshed.
Between my house and the woodshed.
Jack was down, and he goes, look, Granny, I found a worm, I found a centipede. Lily was there too.
Lily was there too.
Standing behind Jack. I went over and I said, Daniel, come out. And I said, Daniel, I said, will you help me with the fence? Yep. I got to go find my drill. I said, okay. In the meantime, while he was going to look for his drill, I was raking my yard.
Oh, no, you said it was nighttime before.
Now, I'm going to set something straight.
So you mean you were raking all day and all night?
Yeah.
Really?
Doing a lot of raking out there, honey.
Really? Okay, set me straight.
I'm going to tell you. This is not, in front of my RV, is not a driveway. It is my yard, my front yard,
Right. Which is supposed to be fenced in.
where I was going to put the pool.
Oh, but is that the area you showed us? Wait a minute. All right, Janie.
And so they would have come out this door
They would have come out this
that
door.
morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes,
And that's when you heard them.
that's when I heard them.
So where are you now? You're right here, outside of your own...
Honey, I hate to tell you, Janie. It's a goddamn driveway, baby. You're living in a dilapidated RV. And by the way, this isn't shaming you. This is stating fact. We're sticking to the facts here. The fact is that you were living in a dilapidated, broken down RV like a Oscar the Grouch in your driveway with the personality of a crocodile with a toothache. And you're looking for people to blame. You're looking for people to hate on. It doesn't matter what you call it. You can pretend it is a goddamn Tesla rocket or a SpaceX rocket launch pad. It's still the goddamn driveway, bitch. Let's scale out 10 feet. Let's scale out a little bit more. So ridiculous. So ridiculous that you're so insistent on bringing something so stupid up. That's going to be a pattern you're going to pick up here.
Gate.
Right here in this area here. I plan on putting a pool up this year for the kids. You need level ground for a pool. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up a pool.
And this is the Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, all the.
Hey, dummy. If it wasn't your driveway, why didn't you fence in the RV? Why'd you stop the fence before the RV as though you could pull it in and out of there if it's not a driveway? It's a driveway, honey. It's an extension of your driveway. Just because you pulled dirt and topsoil over it doesn't automatically make it a front lawn. Looks like a tweaker's job. It's not even started. It's not even half done because it's not even started. It's just somebody going through there and tearing things up. It looks like shit, by the way. It looks like absolute shit. It couldn't look any fucking worse than it does right now. You can pretend it's the Four Seasons, but in the end of the day, it's still an old RV with a wood stove in it and holes in the floor and ceiling.
Investigator search and rescue and everything. Right around here was where they found the only footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot
That night.
print was found. In the
So then it's going to be supper time and then it's going to be daytime. That makes it more sensitive even. About you raking at night, as you stated.
mud where I was raking.
I thought there was two boot prints.
There was supposed to be a footprint found way up on the pipeline.
Right.
Well, you sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the footprint was here. The only one that they can confirm that was Lily and Jack's was right here.
So it was child sock.
So we see. Let me finish this one.
Have you seen a car parked there in all the time Thursday?
That's a damn advertisement for Wonder Bra.
After they went in the house.
The Friday morning. And I heard them Friday morning. Out here beside the swings. They were laughing and talking. My dog woke me up. I said, it's Jack and Lily outside. I'm going to set something else straight.
Let's set it straight.
You know what? It doesn't flow. It's full of interruptions, and then it's script.
Right. And just wait. Just wait, Mike. You just started. Yeah, that's a great setting. That's setting the tone. Mike's right on the money with that.
It is absolutely identical to the things that she had said before.
Which are identical to the things that Jordan Geddes and Darren say on the phone.
Every time those kids are outside.
Their buddy Wolfie and Kent say.
Malaya is when Jack would take his boots off or Jack would take his jacket off because he wouldn't put them back on for me. And I...
So already the story's changed.
wouldn't let him run around.
See? Let's listen to that part back again. Here's Janie really changing the story. Changing the story at this point, honey. That's why cops ask you over and over again. They finally, attention, RCMP. There's some new suspect Janie McKenzie audio out here. Not like they really need anymore.
Malaya is when Jack would take his boots off or Jack would take his jacket off because he wouldn't put them back on for me. And I...
So she wants you to believe that the reason why she was overbearing and calling Malaya to remind her how bad of a parent she is when Jack was outside and he took his coat or boots off. Still, that's even more idiotic, you dumbass. Maybe he didn't want it on. Maybe he's too hot. The fact that she's got this ever-evolving excuse when it comes to this shows she's got a sensitivity. Doesn't matter that it's specifically important other than it's another circumstance where she's disparaging Jack and Lily. Overlooking what's really the problem at hand here. And it has everything to do with you, Janie McKenzie.
Okay.
I wouldn't let him run around the yard without boots on. Because you never know what you're going to tramp on, a sharp rock or whatever. So, Thursday night, after I come in here to have something to eat.
Okay. Present tense.
More
It
victim
was dark.
blaming. More
Past
victim
tense.
blaming.
They went in the house. After that, I don't know what happened. I stayed in here. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
I will reply in a minute.
Here's a question for you, Mike.
Okay. Let's make this the next video.
Oh, leave me hanging. Here's a question for you, Mike. Nah. She all of a sudden turns into a leprechaun from Lucky Charms. No, I don't think so. Stop trying to relate to other people, you old fucking battle axe. Weirdo.
I'm asking you this is because all the other YouTubers will just tear me apart.
Would just tear me apart. Do you hear?
All the other YouTubers will just tear me apart. I'm making this so special between you and I. Honey, what a monster. What a nasty old beast. Brawr! She is like Heaven's sakes. Oh. Do I have a drunk alert? I don't think so.
You son of a bitch!
No.
Hear the intonation.
And the reason why I'm asking you this is because all the other YouTubers will just tear me apart.
Would just tear me apart. Do you hear the intonation?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Pay close attention to it, people. Very close attention. Whom does it remind you of? I've said it before. It reminds me of Sunny Austin when she talks about, do it for Jack, share this for Jack and Lily. I believe that Janie is a copycat. And I believe that, and I heard her say it like this before when she said, about Jack and Lily. She adds Jack and Lily later. This is her way. She's thinking, this works for Sunny, it's gonna work for me. Can you hear how her tone changes? It's really creepy. Sorry, Janie, but this is how I look at it. I have a right to express how I view something.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Creepy AF, wasn't it? It just, in a side note, away from the statement analysis, it shows you the level of manipulator that she is and what she's engaged in the background. This is a person whose alibi is, barely at this point or seemingly holding up for the time being Daniel and Malaya's lies. They've all contradicted one another. They've all recanted on the things that were initially told to police and expressed, and they're still unwilling to tell you or commit to anything linguistically about what they suspect or think. They just loosely allude to something and talk around questions in real time. All indicators point to their being criminally responsible and far beyond. And Janie is well a part of that, to the point where at least an accessory after the fact, if not physically responsible for it or partly herself. And in the thing that I love about this is that here she's now coming out and using the term disappeared as an adjective, an action word. Like the kids being deceased, or they were disappeared. They got gone. They were made to get gone. The action, she's using that word as an action in multiple different points throughout these little voice messages with Mike Demand. That stood out to me. So again, to explain in a more generalized, easier to think of manner, it just shows that she is holding guilty knowledge about something that happened to Jack and Lily that she never wants to actually clearly say what that is. But she certainly references it all the time. And sometimes she puts herself way past the line of knowing too much about that. And then playing it down. Like she is completely in the dark about everything. Why? Because whatever happened, it's just a form of distancing. She says she's upset about public shaming. Nobody's shaming her. Ain't nobody shaming. That's just an excuse. She wants to make herself look like a victim. And people love to stereotype what they think from afar must be going on because somebody's talking about it. Nobody's shaming these people. They've got an actual, real concern for the situation and the circumstances Jack and Lily were living in for 2+ years. With a sex offender. And you, Janie. Miss K, she shames herself publicly? Absolutely. She shames herself in the weak assertions and the nonsense that she comes across with, such as this. She's pleading and with Mike Demand because the content that he's talking about is hurting her feelings. Again, priority just stinks, and the intent's just her own public persona, because obviously when Janie goes out and people are talking and staring at her because she is in the middle of this, Janie can only think about Mike's content, about those videos that Mike made, must be responsible for this, as opposed to the reality of the situation that she's an evil fucking bitch. And her tweaker's son escalated to the point of physically harming Jack and Lily and covering up and pulling you into this situation if you weren't already partially responsible. But you guys have chosen to lie about everything all along the way. That's a real problem. That's a real problem. What on earth could you guys be lying for? There's only one reason.
Thing, okay? I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I just agreed with everybody that's coming my way. That would be easy life, right? When you can say, oh, yeah, I like her. She's all right. You know what, Janie, the things that you said to me, okay, you opened up about some things, but not the important things, okay? The same way, you may be on the track where I am warming up to you with, in the back of my mind, thinking, okay, she's going to give me some information now.
All right, now we're going to line up my T1000 Terminator series statement analysis machine against the fantastic work of Mike DeMann in reference to the statements of Janie McKenzie in the circumstance. Now, I'll just take this randomly. It's right around here. We're talking about the priorities and sensitivities. This is coming from the bundled series of statements that we mentioned before. We didn't finish them all because, well, we got right into it. She says, do you guys ever sit down and think of that? No, you don't, as long as you guys have followers and think that you're being important people. So Janie goes on this real grind of gaslighting what it is that she perceives content creators and the interest behind the case. They just don't get it. See, I'm attracted like a moth to a flame when it comes to this level of lies and deception. There's only one reason every time. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're living in that RV, but I'm not shaming you because it, Jamie. You're just nasty. You choose that lifestyle. That's your problem, again. But again, it speaks volumes about the type of individual that you are. You don't mind lying to yourself. That's your front yard, baby. You don't mind lying to yourself. We can see that. You just called the blue sky red.
She's going to stop being deceptive. Immediately, it's like a kick from you. Immediately, you make me dislike you. You can't BS me, Janie. The only thing that you can do is what I advised you to do. And what I advised you to do is to be open. Completely open. 100% open. Okay? That's my advice to you. Not a little bit open and then close up again. It's not going to fly.
But enough. All the bullshit that's going on out there.
Talk about my channel, not anything else or anybody else.
If I knew anything what happened to those kids, if I'm breaking down now to you.
If I knew, okay.
Don't you think that I would have told long ago?
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. If not, if you want to protect your son. That's your priority. You have shown that to us.
If I knew what happened to Jack and Lily.
Stop asking me questions. And don't you think that repeating the same thing that you have said so many times on so many occasions, don't you think, Janie McKenzie, that only makes it worse?
Absolutely, it makes it worse.
Don't you realize what you're doing?
Absolutely. It makes it so much worse and so much more obvious when you can't adapt in the right places. Like you're satisfied to leave a situation in the form of asking that person a question as a way of answering a very important, detailed question an innocent person would have no problem expressing. But you choose deception. That's why we know that you're guilty. That's why we know that you're covering for Daniel and for yourself and whatever it is that you guys did together at this point. It's the way the law is going to look at it. Think about all the bullshit that you told the RCMP, Janie. You spent 10 months talking about how the kids wouldn't go in the bush to begin with after pushing that narrative to police. You said to the CBC that your first instinct was that the kids went into the bush. And then you spent the next 10 months contradicting yourself from the get-go. Your story changes all the time. We catch it. We listen to it. Everybody knows it. We know what you said.
Right now.
So, T1000. Oh, hold on. I gotta pull it up. My T1000. Let me pull it down. Janie's primary focus, this is after listening to her statements, by the way. A couple clusters of statements from this particular video. Janie's primary focus here is on herself and her family from being torn apart by external scrutiny, such as YouTubers and accusations. This reveals a high sensitivity to public perception and judgment, which overshadows any discussion about the missing children, who are Jack and Lily. In statement analysis, when a speaker prioritizes their own suffering over the core issue, for example, the children's fate, it can indicate self-protection or deflection. Instead of addressing facts, Janie deflects by attacking the questioner. She says, "You're effing stupid," and generalizing blame to YouTubers. This is a common deception indicator, turning the conversation outward to avoid inward reflection. The repetition of "tear me apart," varied as "tore me apart," tearing me apart, suggests rehearsal or emotional emphasis, possibly to evoke sympathy. Good luck. She's worse than the Grinch, dude. Phrases like "we had nothing to do with" use collective pronouns, the "we," to dilute personal responsibility, and "it's not fair" frames herself as a victim, distancing from accountability. Claiming, and I quote, "I don't get mad very easily," is contradicted by the immediate profanity and anger, indicating potential unreliability or self-perception mismatch. Oh, T1000 has a sense of humor, man. Oh, yeah, you could say that. How about all of the above? Now, some of the red flags. This is all high emotional leakage. Frustration may reveal underlying stress from withholding information. Right on, T1000. Questions posted back. Do you guys ever sit down and think of that? Evade direct answers. And this is a classic avoidance tactic. I'll let Mike go on. Fucking right, T1000.
Don't you realize that you are practicing?
Thank you, Vivaldo.
Let me show you again. I am not the creator of statement analysis. An Israeli guy was that years ago, who now lives in Arizona. I think he's a professor there. But I am the creator of plans, the system that makes it possible. And you should try it sometimes, Janie. And you should try it with your own statements, okay? What are your priorities? Your kids and your grandkids are your priorities, especially your grandkids, okay? Leakage. All the things that you have said to us about raking on Thursday night, that's major leakage. Major, major, major. And ocean references too. Avoidance. What do you not want to talk about? Such as Thursday. Such as Thursday. Let me ask you another thing. Now, you know what? If I ask you that right now, then you're going to say again what you said earlier.
So
you see, because
he's going through this as he's reading them from her, and he's responding, I think, accordingly as we're watching these. So it's important to note that. I love it. I was hooked to it all morning. I had to watch it a couple times. I got such a laugh out of that, Janie. You're such a bullshitter. You're horrible. What is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you, Janie? You're so bothered about what Mike is saying about you. You're so bothered, but you can't talk about anything that bothers you directly enough to resolve an issue. Making it really obvious to anybody who's trying to deal with you that you have something to hide. Man, you should have stayed in school. You should have went to those drama classes. She is out of her mind. Absolutely, Princess Pillow. Listen. We got to keep going, man. I'm just at a loss for words.
Oh my God, where is it? Oh, you don't make me laugh here, Janie.
No, it wasn't a picture of my dog. It was. That's the last of the questions I'll be answering from you, because I already told you when I was talking to you that the dog in the interview was my dog. You don't fucking listen to anything I say. You know what? Analyze this. Analyze yourself.
She is fucking triggered AF. Oh, that didn't take long. You didn't even that's so funny, man. She got pretty upset over a simple question. Exactly the same thing happened at the end of the driveway to Haley and Cheryl. Funny enough, I bet. We can see how you operate. Pretty much have to lie to her in order to get on with life, I would expect. She's just in a heavy layer of denial. Blames everything on Earl. That must be a pleasant relationship. Oh, yeah, of course they did, Mariana. Janie's sat down for the polygraph. She's been questioned. She's a part of it. She's their alibi. Of course, she's in the paperwork. She's well part of this situation. And, of course, she wants to deflect that responsibility onto other people. You'll soon hear.
Because you're fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one.
I already told you when I was talking to you that the dog in the interview was my dog.
You!
Don't fucking listen to anything I say. You know what? Analyze this. Analyze yourself, because you're fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch!
Okay, one more thing.
I just gave you a message. Now you're really starting to piss me off, and I don't get mad very easily.
Oh, really?
Now you're really starting to piss me off.
That's not what we've seen, actually, on TV, you know?
I already told you what happened Thursday. What did I tell you?
Look, you're starting to piss her off. She doesn't get mad very easily. You just fucking flew off the handle a second ago. Oh my God, that's great. See, do you see that's what she loves to do? She corrects herself as she goes. When she makes these linguistic, we'll call them mix-ups. And she's done it a few times when it comes to, referring Jack and Lily as her grandkids and how she considers them. After, for example, after blaming Malaya and putting all the blame on Malaya and saying that these are her kids. They're not her grandkids. Put the blame on her in that sense. And then she goes on and she'll tell you about how she considered them to be just like her grandkids. But still, you wouldn't differentiate them in the first place there, honey baby, if you didn't treat them any differently. It's such a bunk fucking bullshit thing here. But it happens the odd time with old Janie. Now,
the kids were outside playing, looking for bugs, and playing in the yard.
Mm-hmm. Wait, there was more, right? Oh, did I miss it? Wait, one moment. Did I already play it?
Justin's dog hasn't been on this property since he moved out, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago. And the reason why Justin was crying is because 2 kids went missing. Wouldn't you cry too if they were brought into your family?
Listen to that. Like a grooming old hag. Wouldn't you cry too? Wouldn't you do this? She's testing you out. You're not the one answering questions here. That's just a form of avoidance. And in itself, it's really an indicator of deception. You're getting away from the question by asking a question of your own. Such bullshit. She's such an idiot, Janie. You're not very bright there, honey. You must be breathing in those fumes from your wood stove in that little confined space you live in.
For 2.5 years?
Question.
Oh, just because Malaya didn't cry and show feelings, it doesn't mean anybody else.
Malaya. Okay, I'm going to say 1 or 2 things now. I'm going to interrupt her future messages if there are more.
So, I'll indicate it. Hold on. I'll say it. Hold on. I don't think Mike's going to say it, but I'll say it right here. Not to mention, when you phrase things like this, all of a sudden you're getting in a defensive tone, Janie, about why it is that you're crying. And by the way, you gave a different story, changed story, and why Justin was crying. See, regardless of the reason that you want to present whatever it is to defend yourself, it still would indicate to everybody there that you had and have guilty knowledge about what happened to Jack and Lily, something to cry about in that sense, as opposed to genuinely being in a state of confusion over what it is, whatever it is that's going on. You seem to have made your mind up and figured out that there's something to cry about. Well, what exactly was that trigger that made you cry that day? It's not just the randomness. You're putting the cart before the horse there. It doesn't operate in that sequence. See, there has to be a reason for you to cry. So no matter what, you're indicating you are having and withholding guilty knowledge at that point. And that's not the only point, honey. That's just another one. You hear me there, honey?
I will say when she, instead of answering, is asking a question. And Malaya, I will say when she tries to plant a seed without giving us anything specific.
Can?
Malaya.
Justin was close to those kids too. And he was really upset that the kids were gone or disappeared. So...
See? Right there. Right there. She used the term disappeared. Justin was crying because the kids were disappeared? Ho, 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 ho. As soon as you get over the grammatical faux pas, it tells you so much about what it is that she's withholding. It's leakage, right? Yeah, she used that as an adjective. You picked that up, Robin? Right, disappeared. That's new. Are you drinking tonight? Are you drinking tonight there, Janie? Janie slipped. Janie leaked. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Woo, she's not wearing her linguistic depends. Is she doing a little sip and spill? Yeah. People are asking you to please tell the truth. Janie, go to the RCMP. Tell them Tell them. Why don't you prioritize your commissary? Maybe you'll get a lighter sentence. Maybe you'll only need to serve 1 life sentence instead of 2. Maybe Durwood can come up and bring you up some snacks. Maybe he can lend you some money for some chicken-flavored ramen, baby. You can be making your tea out of the toilet water. That would be an upgrade from your RV. There's things to look forward to there, sweetheart.
And as far as his dog goes, his dog was put down way on before Christmas. Like at Christmas time, around Christmas time. It had cancer.
Way before Christmas and then around Christmas time. Okay, which was it? It had cancer, really? Okay.
So he had to have it put down. And yes, of course, he was upset when his dog was put down. Wouldn't you be if your animal was put down?
Here we go again, doing the same thing. What a nutter. You're talking about your dog? You're talking about what? You're talking about his dog? When did this happen? At Christmas, way long before Christmas. You can't have it both ways, but you said both things in one sentence there, honey baby. There's this cluster of denials of knowledge and appeals to Mike's logic that stand out to me. Some of the key statements by Janie. Are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in this cluster. I quote, "If I knew anything would happen to those kids, if I'm breaking down now to you, if I knew, okay, don't you think that I would have told long ago?" Second quote from Janie, "Stop asking me questions." Next quote in the cluster. If we unalived those kids, don't you think that it would have tore me apart long ago? If I knew anything what happened to those kids, if I'm breaking down now to you, don't you think that I would have told long ago? If I knew what happened to Jack and Lily? End quote. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that a quote to wait it out for? Next Janie's quote is, "Don't you think that I would have broken down long ago if I knew where those kids were?" Next quote from Janie in this cluster. "Do you know what it's like to go into the store and have people stare at you and have people talk about you?" Yeah, I call it free advertising, baby. So, a brief analysis before I press play again and we dive right back into it is the phrase, "Don't you think that I would have told long ago," is repeated almost verbatim multiple times, friends, which this is going back to the T-1000, my famous Terminator statement analysis. That's never wrong of late, which in statement analysis often signals a script or practiced response. Repetition can indicate an attempt to convince rather than inform. That's very common with Janie, by the way, especially when tied to hypotheticals, such as "if I knew," which she uses. Reeks of repetitions and rehearsals, but talking about some of the qualifying language and avoidance. Words like if, introduce conditionality, softening the denial and allowing wiggle room. This is a sensitivity indicator. Strong, unqualified denials, for example, "I don't know what happened," are more reliable. Hypotheticals suggest evasion. That's a great way to put it. That's what she does every time she rephrases these answers in the form of a question and comes back and communicates with Mike here. So talking about some leakage, moving on, mentoring or mentioning breaking down now implies current emotional strain, possibly leaking guilt or knowledge. The shift to public stares, like going into the store part, reveals ongoing personal impact, but again prioritizes her experience over the children's. Baby. T1000. Distancing language, yes, absolutely. Referring to the children as those kids twice creates linguistic distance. Treating them as objects rather than family. My grandkids would be an example of that. You never say my grandkids, do you, Janie? Later naming Jack and Lily feels added for effect, possibly to humanize after the detachment. Yeah, she does that. That's what we were mentioning a little bit earlier. Red flags in this sequence, this cluster here. Commanding stop asking me questions to Mike is a direct avoidance. She's signaling discomfort with scrutiny, appealing to logic, using the quote, don't you think, are persuasive tactics, not factual, reliable statements, focus on events, not hypotheticals. Oh! Let's see what Mike has to say.
Question.
But that had nothing to do with Jack and Lily. So, I hope that answers your question.
Where was that about Fluffy? Did I miss it?
Anybody in their right mind would not leave the premises where you're. No, 5.5 years, if you must know. And his name's not Fluffy. His name is Tucker. No, it wasn't a picture of my dog. It was something off the internet. I already told you. The dog that's in my interview is my dog. That's the only dog I have. The one that you call Fluffy is my dog. I've had him for 5.5 years.
All right.
If you must know. And his name's not Fluffy. His name is Tucker.
Okay. All right. Now. Okay, so intentions. What are your intentions? To protect your family. Okay? Your sons, your grandchildren. Distancing and deception. There's so much and so many sensitivities. I'm done pointing them out.
Lily. Just this here stuff on YouTube is tearing me apart. If we unalive those kids, don't you think that it would have torn me apart long ago?
Wait, hurry up. I'll wait till you get your popcorn back. Turn it up a little bit. Janie's gonna pour it on. Oh, I'm getting emotional, Janie. Are you gonna cry right now? He's pulling it out.
What?
Bullshit that's going on out there. If I knew anything what happened to those kids, if I'm breaking down now to you, don't you think that I would have told long ago if I knew what happened to Jack and Lily?
No, I don't think so.
Just this here stuff on YouTube is tearing me apart.
Okay.
If we unalive those kids, don't you think that it would have torn me apart long ago?
Huh?
Don't you think that I would have broken down long ago if I knew where those kids were? Do you know what it's like to go into a store and have people stare at you and have people talk about you?
I also don't know what it is like to cover up for whatever it is that happened to the two children. I don't know the real experience of yours that you are covering up. So there are a lot of things I don't understand when it comes to you. Okay? But I told you what I want to do is clear everything up, meaning that let me see something here. This is something that happens where
Can you get over that? You are a lunatic. You are off your rocker, Janie McKenzie. Congratulations. You're on to the next level. Why did she say on a live? Did she know this was going to be played on YouTube? Oh, yes, she did. Great manipulation skills, Janie. Stop it. That's a funny one. You picked out that one too? Yeah, she was she was trying to make it appeal to more advertisers. Fantastic. Right on script. It shows dedication.
My attention span is a little bit, but thank you guys. Thank you, Janie, for the few questions that you've answered. And, well, let's keep going, shall we?
No, you don't know what it's like. It is you guys that are doing it to us.
It's you guys that are doing it to us. You guys. What the hell are you trying to say? She's such a gaslighter. You don't even have anything specific. For example, such as, like, nothing to hold over the other person. Just blaming somebody else for how it is that you feel. Well, that's fairly weak. Oh my God, weak sauce. Bitch, please. That's right, Ange. 16H. Nope, you did it to yourselves, Janie. Absolutely have with this nonsense situation that you don't want to talk about. You're the one who called the RCMP. What is it that you guys wanted? What did you guys want again? Well, I've forgotten. What did you guys need the RCMP for? You have it all figured out. Yeah, Princess just realized, Janie, she just realized that this is all her fault. Don't you feel horrible? It's Mike Demand's fault that your neighbors and community members stare at you, avoid contact. My God. Yeah. I think I found the problem. That's like finding the clog in the pipe. It's right here. Somebody flushed something down the toilet. And it's Janie's story.
You YouTubers. And we're being accused of something we had nothing to do with.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite. We're being accused of something that we had nothing to do with. Boy, that doesn't smell like avoidance. What is it you could be referring to? Why do you find yourself asking that after everything that she says? I wonder what she's referring to. She's talking sideways, like a sidewinder, big snake, a sidewinder. She's slithering. Man, she's got a serpent tongue. You YouTubers, suffering succotash. Everybody out there who hasn't donated. She says you YouTubers just like cousin Earl. She does too. You fucking YouTubers. Oh, those YouTubers are going to be around because they've got a reason to be around. They're just coming around to make things up about us like they do. Yep. Because they only care about followers. That's what she's going to say, right? My God, if she's got the world figured out, doesn't she? Who knew that the truth would be so difficult in a circumstance like this? And it's out of their control. That's what happens when you don't have a solid alibi. That's what happens when you do shit like this. And you can't control your anger. You certainly can't control your intake of those particular substances, Daniel.
It's not fair. Do you think that Daniel's other two kids, and Jack and Lily and Meadow, aren't going to see this and wonder why this is happening to them and happening to us?
All the time. I don't even want to think about how many minutes total she... 45 minutes maybe? Of messages to me. 45 minutes, okay?
It's got 45 minutes of messages.
So what is your best evidence?
45 minutes of messages, and you still can't figure out what the fuck she's talking about. What it is that she wants to communicate, things that she wants to straighten out. It's been 45 minutes of the same old shit from Janie. You're the one detached from reality, McKenzie.
Let me ask her that. Headache time.
Do you guys ever sit down and think of that? No, you don't, as long as you guys have followers and be big, think you're being big, important people.
I think what I'm doing is important.
You guys think you're big and important? Well, I guess we do. I guess that's, if that's the way you want to look at it. You can refer to me as Mr. Janie. Thank you. Finally, some respect around here. Wait until Janie finds out this will all be part of a case study for years to come. Yeah, they're definitely setting case law. I can see it now. Just like the kids have names, Tammy Worley. Use them, Janie. Oh, Lord, Crimea River hears tissue. Poor Janie.
I'm doing it because it is important. So it's not helping you to allege, or to try.
So it's amazing. It's amazing how she minimizes the situation at hand at any point in time. Just by, taking the limelight away and making it look like it's just all an attack, an unrealistic and unreasonable attack against her and her family. It's desperate to be perceived as a victim in all of this. It's very difficult to take back what's already been portrayed through the media at this point in time. You're already on record in that sense, Janie. People are already and only see you a certain way in this circumstance, no matter how great your heart is. Is that what you tell the boys on the Facebook dating app that you're on with Daniel? Maybe you guys come as a pair, as a team. Helicopter Grandma wants you to know that, we did not unalive two beautiful children and we care. That is important. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes without saying. It's ridiculous that she would even suggest such a thing. Again, it's just part of the minimizing and blaming and putting the blame back on to the victims in this circumstance.
Try to when people try to tell you what your intentions are, okay, that's a form of avoidance as well, unless they have first pointed out some inconsistencies, whatever it is that you're talking about, they're not being everything correct. If, in other words, somebody analyzed you properly and found a reason to stop and say, wait a minute, what are you doing right now? It sounds to me like you're trying to make me sound like this and that, or it sounds like you're trying to gaslight me, or you're trying to, that's when you can question somebody's intentions. But otherwise, you're talking to me. And you know that I call him Fluffy, so either you're not really listening or, what have you.
It just breaks my heart that the kids are going through this. Jack and Lily don't know what's going on.
Where are they? What do you mean? What do you mean, Janie? Okay? Tell me.
Meadow don't know what's going on, and Daniel's other two kids don't know what's going on. They can't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You just think of the impact that this is going to have on.
Janie, I'm going to remind you, no matter which way this plays out, that Meadow won't be coming back and living with anyone in this family. It certainly won't be Daniel's side of it.
On them.
That's not my... Again, you can change all that. You can end it, Janie. You can clarify things. And you can, I think you can do all of that.
When they get older and they see all this, all the talk that is said about their father, their grandmother.
The only thing I think...
These children can be happy that they don't have these abusers in their lives any longer. Then they can get on with being children, not having to worry and have their lives and their money that brings them food and nutrition in their lives being sucked away for Daniel's substances any longer. There's one.
Think about is that the truth has to come out one way or the other, people. Do you know? I mean, I don't know how much more I have to do to let people realize that I am interested in whatever the truth turns out to be. And there's no other interest, I don't worry about how...
Anybody that wants to tell you any different is foolish. Especially at this point in the game, it's becoming rather obvious where and why people are trying to present certain things as new information through creators. It's ridiculous. Mike said it earlier. They're trying to get you to talk about something that they know is purposefully, not right, distracting. There's no reason not to be talking about the facts at hand and the lack thereof by way of the last people and those people that were left in place to keep Jack and Lily safe, being their parents in this circumstance. Whether you want to consider Daniel just a boyfriend or common law live-in partner with Malaya, who knows? But it had a negative impact in the last 24 months. The most important, the what looks to be the swirling down the drain. What led up to their death and who did it? Danny, Janie, you both know.
How many people want it to be the truth, or what people want to think, or how many people now want to focus only on Daniel and what Malaya accused him of doing. None of this is important to me. I don't have... this is not what I'm doing, people. That's not what I'm doing at all. But for some reason, it's nobody's problem out there that their story is bullshit, unacceptable when it comes to two children missing, and they don't think any of the usual information that's just procedure in that sense is relevant to the case, up to and including an accurate depiction of what it was they were wearing or what they were doing at any one particular point in time. This reeks.
Bottom line is there were 3 adults who subjected Lily and Jack to abuse and neglect on a daily basis who refuse to have any accountability. No one asks them to lie. Oh, so on point, Miss K. Thank you for reminding us up here. That's true. You guys must just be fucking stupid. You're twisting everything she says. Yeah, because we're considering the alternatives because the information that you're presenting us isn't even close to acceptable, Janie. These aren't acceptable answers to the questions. You're not telling us anything.
You know, oh my God. Come on, Janie.
See, Malaya's not thinking that. Malaya don't care about anybody but herself. What mother would go to the beach? What mother would go out and party?
Yeah. Good point. I had a problem with that as well. Now that you mention it. Not that you have to. So I think that we need to have a little bit of a focus on Malaya. I agree with you. And I think this particular video should be a little bit more about that.
With her 2 children missing. I certainly wouldn't be, would you?
No, I wouldn't. Impossible. And?
You know?
I know? No, I don't.
You almost think that she's going to tell you something. You're omitting there, honey. Why don't you just tell people what it is that you're trying to communicate with them, Janie? You want to put all of this onto Malaya? That's fine. Tell us why. Why is it important that you mention Malaya instead of us getting and understanding what you're insinuating? This is a game to you. It's not a game to us.
I don't know.
And it sounds like you're tiring. You're getting tired. You're breaking. Your spirit is broken. Good. That's just the beginning of the end. We saw that coming a while ago. What mother would watch all of the above play out on her property? Miss K asks. Good question. I'm going to say that question was rhetorical in response, though, Miss K. I understand what you're saying. Shannon, in my opinion, they are all about themselves. Hence, we have 2 beautiful, innocent children missing. Yeah, it's a big contributing factor. Oh, please, why are you blaming what happened to Malaya's kids on me? She doesn't even, and nor will she begin to even want to understand the reasons why she is an accessory after the fact to all of this. And she will be held and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law with pleasure by that lucky crown prosecutor out there in Pictou County. That's just going to be an easy one when it falls into place. Princess, people like her are so exhausting, even when they are just a coworker or customer. They make you feel like you crash landed on another planet. Yeah, emotional vampires. You have to talk in someone else again to feel normal. Yeah, right. Yep. But Janie's one of those type of people. And a close talker.
Okay? Please talk to me, Janie.
Just me talking to you.
It's me talking to you, babe. It's like she's listening to a Sting song in
Tell
the
you all
background.
this stuff. I don't have to.
This is me talking to you, baby.
We have no one to really sit down and talk to about this.
Okay. You need to tell the truth, though. You see, you can have somebody listen to you, and it's gonna be very.
Oh, fuck. Cut. There's no way the audience is going to buy that version. You're going to have to do that again, Janie. We just don't have anybody that we can talk to. Well, you guys can talk to one another all you want. We encourage it. In fact, talk nice and clearly towards any window in that old rusty RV trailer of yours. That way it can vibrate off the window nicely, enough for the laser listeners from the classified technology on the drones with their laser listeners, Danny. They're listening to you. They just bounce those lasers off your window. And the vibration from your voice, the waves, interrupt the beam. It's measurable. They can hear all of the words that you guys are talking about to each other. You guys can talk to yourselves.
Very, very ugly if you do it in a way that there is going to be, like, okay, here's truth. It's peaceful and easy, slow sailing, bam, and then the.
I don't have to. We have no one to really sit down and talk to about this.
Okay. You need to tell the truth.
Get the detectives on the phone. Hey, no, we've got just the people that you need to talk to, Janie. The only people that can bring you some sort of resolution and peace of mind. You want to talk to the therapists at the RCMP Major Crimes Unit. I'm sure they'll bring in a couple female detectives for you, and you can get yourself a box of Kleenex, and you can open up in the nice cushy interrogation room with the couch and the plastic plant, rather than the gloomy old LA phone book and one-way glass room. But it's all going to be recorded for us to watch and listen to afterwards, and scrutinize and analyze, obsess over like dirty, rotten barnyard animals. That's actually a compliment in so many different ways.
So, you see, you can.
Talking to you. To tell you all this stuff. I don't have to. We have no one
She's
to really
drinking.
sit down and talk to about this.
Well, you've got Dirty Durwood. You got Dirty Daring Yetis out there. Why don't you have a little sit down with him in the RV? Maybe you guys can romanticize over a candle and a couple glasses of grog. Like 1 part rum and 3 parts water. Of the rainwater you guys live off of out there. Yar!
Okay. You need to tell the truth, though.
That was Janie Talks to Me About Malaya. So, it goes on, but before we do, I wanted to point out the next cluster from that segment. When she talked about the details from Thursday, the dogs and family, this is straight out of the oven from the T-1000 Terminator. I already told you, Janie's quote, I already told you what happened Thursday. What did I tell you? The kids were outside playing. looking for bugs and playing in the yard. Second of the 6 quotes in this cluster. Quote, Justin's dog hasn't been on the property since he moved out. That was about 7 or 8 years ago. And the reason why Justin was crying is because 2 kids went missing. Wouldn't you cry too? Sounds right from the song. If it happened to you, doon, 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 doon. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Wouldn't you cry too if it happened to you, Janie? You took it right from a song, biatch. Janie's dog hasn't been on this property since he moved out, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago. And the reason why Justin was crying is because 2 kids went missing. Wouldn't you cry too if they were brought into your family for 2.5 years? Third quote from Janie. Justin was close. Justin, hold on here. T1000's typography is off. Let me adjust it. Justin was close to those kids too, and he was really upset that the kids were gone or disappeared. So, and as far as his dog goes, his dog was put down way on before Christmas, like a Christmas time, around Christmas time. It had cancer way before Christmas and then around Christmas time. Next quote of Janie's in this cluster. He had to have it put down, and yes, of course he was upset when his dog Dip was put down. Wouldn't you be if your animal was put down? That had enough to do with Jack and Lily. So I hope that answers your question. Next quote in this cluster. Buddy, in their right mind, would not leave the premises where you're now 8.5 years, if you must know. And his name, not Fluffy, his name is Tucker. It was incoherent. The next one in this cluster. No, it wasn't a picture of my dog. It was something off the internet. I already told you the dog that's in my interview is my dog. That's the only dog I have. The one that you call Fluffy is my dog. I've had him for 5.5 years. You must know. And his name's not Fluffy. Its name's Tucker. Okay. So some of the inconsistencies in the T1000's analysis. The Terminator. Dog timeline waivers. She uses the term way on before Christmas, around Christmas time, repeating way before Christmas and then around Christmas time, which suggests uncertainty or fabrication. Exact durations, example 5.5 years, 7 or 8 years, are overly specific. A potential sign of deception when unprompted. Thank you, T1000. Some of the avoidance via questions, rhetorical questions. Wouldn't you cry too? That particular one. Or wouldn't you be? Deflect by normalizing behavior, avoiding direct explanation. The sarcastic, that had enough to do with Jack and Lily. Dismisses relevance but introduces linkage unintentionally. Speaking about priorities, emphasis on family protection. To protect your family, your sons, your grandchildren, leaks her core motivation, safeguarding relatives over revealing truth. Details about dog's dominant, possibly as a tangent to avoid Thursday's events. Very good, T1000. Distancing language a little bit in this cluster. Those kids, again, distances. The kids were gone or disappeared, uses passive voice. Avoiding agency, as in who caused it. Some of the red flags. Over explanation of irrelevant details, the dog names, timelines, is a classic indicator of deception. Truthful statements are concise. Repetition of his name's not Fluffy, his name is Tucker, shows sensitivity to minor corrections, possibly masking bigger issues. Let me see here. Janie had new messages.
For someone being a smart man, you're really stupid. Thanks. You can say all you want about me. Go ahead. You're just making a fool out of yourself, because when the truth comes out about Jack and Lily and they are found alive, you better be prepared to say you're sorry. Oh, if they find them alive, yeah, sure. I heard Jack and Lily Friday morning. Oh, what? And that means they're alive? Look what she's expecting for us to do. We need to see where...
You're just making a fool out of yourself, because when the truth comes out, Mike demand, about Jack and Lily and they are found alive, you better be prepared to say you're sorry. That will never ever happen. The fact that you're presenting this as a shield at this point in time is awfully telling. You're asking people, are you being blamed for something that you didn't do? Well, are you? What is it in particular that you're so sensitive about there, Janie baby? I heard Jack and Lily Friday morning. So they are still alive out there somewhere. You better look at all the facts before judging just certain people. There's two sides to every story. Yeah, is that your protocol as a fucking bullshit artist? Is that the narrative that you need to lead with? Why don't you tattoo that on your front chest so people understand before they open their mouth to you? Hate to trigger you. Hate to make you upset. So, it still doesn't answer any of her questions about what you did to Jack and Lily, bitch. Why are you so sensitive about what the public understands about your flight? You're lying. The cops know you're lying. Your boy's a sex offender. We're getting a real clear understanding about the situation and circumstances that led up to whatever it is that you guys did to Jack and Lily. Never have a need to apologize. In fact, it's going to be you, but it's going to be far too late to be apologizing. You've done enough of that already. You should apologize to Belinda Gray and everybody in the family that you tried to gaslight into believing that Jack and Lily, the victims, on their own volition, walked out of that door in that shitty fucking RV that you forced them to live in. Remember? Forcible confinement?
Dots connect, and when dots connect, we have to follow the path. If there was a connection between this dot and that dot, okay, you heard Jack and Lily Friday morning. And the truth is, what, they're alive? Just because you heard them? And by the way, it's easier to...
Yeah, look at what she's trying to get you to believe in that sentence. The fact that you heard them, that's not seeing them. That's not anything. How do you know you didn't hear a bird? We can't trust your ear. You already told us that. We don't believe that you heard them, honey. Look at how you're trying to piece that, patch that, tailor that together. What a disgrace. You have nothing. You're showing the RCMP exactly where the weak points are in your story. Make sure to follow up on that because you're sensitive to probing. You're sensitive to probing, aren't you? They knew that day one when they had to figure out what the hell you were throwing hands at Haley for at the end of the driveway.
to lie about hearing somebody than actually seeing somebody. So they are still alive out there somewhere. What? Because on Friday morning, everybody heard them alive on Thursday, one day before. That doesn't mean they're alive now. Look at the steps she's expecting us to take. Look at the seeds she's trying to plant, the conclusions that she wants us to draw out of nothing. So they are still alive out there somewhere. You better look at all the facts before judging. I'm not judging you, Janie. I'm not judging you. I'm analyzing you. You see, this is also a form of gaslighting.
It's also a form of gaslighting. She's gaslighting fucking hard. It's like you're right, caught right in the middle of some sort of insurance scam here or something. It's so stinky, Janie. You're disgusting. Oh, hold on. Wait. Let's judge Janie just for a brief moment. Ew. Oh, hold on. Janie, are you listening? Are you listening, honey?
You son of a bitch!
You are a douchebag. That's right, a douchebag.
Accusatory. That's accusatory to say, I'm judging you. I'm not judging you. Just certain people. There's two sides to every story. No,
she says that because it's her basis around trying to be perceived as a victim in all of this. Oh, how dare we not believe her and talk about the environment in which the kids were living in. You were sensitive about it since the get-go. That's why you had to have the CBC come out and pretend that the place was half clean the 5 minutes that you after you straightened it up. Wait till the RCMP body cams come out. We get a real look at it. Remember how the Globe and Mail described it? Hamster cages out there, luggage that are out just strewn about in the middle of the grass in the front of the RV. Looked like a tornado went through. Not to mention all the comments from the people who actually participated in the ground search that day had something to say just how nasty of a place you kept there, Janie. Why are you living in the driveway again? Oh, lifestyle choice. Yeah. You had no other choice. Because you couldn't be around the adult situations that were taking place in your RV. Danny moved in this new hussy and shit flows downhill.
It's also the truth. And you're looking at one side. Dive more into her side of the family and you'll find your answers. No. I'm not looking at side 1 or side 2. I'm looking for the truth. Okay? Don't try to get me to look at what you consider maybe the other extreme.
Listen,
it's not
necessary. In this circumstance, in this situation, we don't have to move past Janie or Daniel. There's no need when you're trying to figure out things at this point to move past Janie until you get more of the answers that you need. To get specific questions, you can still fill in the rest of the case. There's still more to do, but we're talking when it comes to understanding what we're dealing with Daniel and Janie. These are two people lying. End of. And they're lying about anything, lying about everything.
For me to do that. And I've explained so many times why. So guys, now, the maximum is like 4 minutes and 32 seconds, right? No, it's not. That's weird. I could have sworn. Okay, let's go for it.
Daniel and I are both speaking the truth. That's the problem with you YouTubers. You guys twist everything around. And I don't know why it's all about stupid stuff that you guys put on there about, I can't believe how you guys humiliated us.
I am one person. So don't put all of this on me, because I am not other people. I don't even watch anybody else at this moment. I have enough to work with analyzing you, and I have enough friends who bring information my way. When there is something specific, I'm very thankful.
Listen, honey, we know what you're responsible for, so who gives a shit about any of the names that people call you? You want to stick to the facts? Well, that's the facts speak for themselves. You brought harm to Jack and Lily, and you're active in the conspiracy to cover up whatever you guys did with their bodies. That is going to get you life in prison. So, what is it that you're so sensitive over being referred to? Child killer?
For that.
About the way that I live, what I live in, the way I dress.
That was not me. I didn't say how you dress. I know people talk about that.
Nasty
yeah, but don't put
Timu
all of this
fucking
on me.
zip-up
Let's
hoodie.
keep it. Let's keep this to what I have said personally, right? Which is why you reached out to me. And I had a nice reply for your dog pic, by the way. I'm not going to show this right now. I had a good one, man. And then you come with this. Okay, let's listen to you.
The way I act, that has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. Why do you think that?
I agree with you.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it
But
does. Oh,
you.
It does. It's all fact-based around the type of character and person you are. It has everything to do, unfortunately, with the circumstances that Jack and Lily had to put themselves through. They were under your care because you were an adult on the premises with authority. Yeah, the place was a shithole. That has a lot to do with Jack and Lily, as you like to generalize it. You don't want it to have anything to do with Jack and Lily. But it has everything to do with where it is that they are at this point in time. And so do you, Janie.
Now, saying it, to me, has nothing to do with Jack and Lily either. Okay? And I was not the one doing that. I did a lot, but the dress, I don't know. No, I don't remember that.
I am so upset.
So she's doing right now.
Again,
she's
after
doing
that-
with Mike right now exactly what she did to Haley and Cheryl and Malaya's family at the end of the driveway. She used the same excuse with the officer and the paperwork. The same excuse about it not having to do with anything to do with Jack and Lily at this point in time, as if you were placing yourself in to gatekeep that information and kick them off of your property. And that's what you're trying to do with Mike through messages right here, there, bitch. See, we recognize the pattern when we see it. Yours is almost predictable. It's predictable at this point, I'd say. She's screaming at you. None of the reality of their living conditions had anything to do with what it is that she doesn't know happened to them. They can't have it like that. Nope. Janie, there you go again. And how would she know if it did or it didn't? If you can tell us what doesn't, then logics, Janie, would say that you could also explain what did.
I asked you about Thursday night, and still you wouldn't answer me. You would still avoid a lot of things.
With you guys. Because you guys just made a mockery out of stuff that didn't have to do with Jack and Lily. A lot of this stuff that you guys are posting has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. That is the problem. And my interview, the only reason why I was so upset with you YouTubers is the shit that you guys put out. If I would have kept my mouth shut, I still would have been drug into this. So it don't make any difference. That's why I came out. And yes, Darren did say a lot of shit. And yes, I cleared it all up.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, you didn't, Janie. No, you didn't clear it up. There's another reason at this point that you can see that they went ahead with this nonsense with Darren Geddes. So it's an attempt to look good in front of a group of people if they can later come out and engage in the conversation and straighten out misinformation that they've purposefully planted. You know what I'm saying? Through Darren, it's like these carnies are putting one over on us. Fucking idiots. You hear that, Kent? You're so stupid, dude. Your whole crew is weak AF.
Why did you go along with it first?
But the thing that you got to realize is you don't know how much of this is hurting us.
That was in the beginning, though.
With all the bullshit that's put.
What? There we go again. All of this. What is this? Be specific. Be specific. Be specific, Janie. All of this content Mike is responsible for, putting out, calling you out. That's what's hurting you? That's what's hurting you when you go out? Hardly. It's not even realistic.
Put out there. The bullshit. There's absolutely no need of it all. Stick to the facts. You guys got to stick to the facts.
We're sticking to the facts, bitch.
You know what's funny? I listened to this in the car earlier. And my daughter was there too. And before, I showed my daughter the picture of me as a dog. And she said, don't share this. And then she said, yeah, it's kind of funny. And the dog is handsome. You can go ahead and do it. My daughter's 8, by the way. And she asked about you, Janie. And I played her how you talked about Jack and Lily. And I showed her you.
So really, it's the exact same lines that Daniel pulled in front of the CBC when he gets up there. It's the exact same thing, exact same script. Oh, you guys got to quit. That social media is just devastating us. As if they've got no control over anything in that sense. Yeah, that ship has sailed, by the way. But it's the same old poor me that you're pulling in front of the CBC. That doesn't work for us. It doesn't work here. Everybody knows that's nonsense. Oh, we have to stop. We have to take your feelings into account at this point in time. Yeah.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class. Uh-oh, retard alert. Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard.
3 retards that day. Daniel, Janie, and Malaya.
You talking in that interview, my daughter said, oh my God, that woman is scary. And she used witch and crow, which again, you know what? Let me say it like this to you. The way you speak about Jack and Lily, people will never forget that. They will never forget the heartless way that you spoke about these 2 missing children. People will never forget this, okay? And now I'm going to show another example in a minute just how Janie is changing her intonation.
Of what's going on, not the way we fucking live. That
She wants to be able to play the victim card, people.
Right. She lives like fucking Cro-Magnon, man. Talking about Janie's statements and these clusters about the impact on the children and criticism of Malaya. Another 7 quotes. I'll read you the meatier ones. Janie says, do you think that Daniel's other 2 kids, this is coming from the T-1000 Terminator, do you think that Daniel's other 2 kids and Jack and Lily and Meadow are going to see this and wonder why this is happening to them and happening to us all the time? What? Janie says, it just breaks my heart that the kids are going through this. What's this? Jack and Lily don't know what's going on. Where are they? What do you mean? What do you mean, Janie? Oh, that's taking mics into consideration too, T-1000. Meadow don't know what's going on, and Daniel, other 2 kids don't know what's going on, Janie says. They can't understand. You just think of the impact that this is going to have on them. No. You should have thought of that before you took violence upon them. What mother would go to the beach? What mother would go out and party? Ooh. Janie says, quote, we have no one to really sit down and talk to about this. Yeah. What does that tell you, RCMP? Tells you that they're withholding information. Janie's sitting right there, flustered. She's so worn out cognitively. Cognitive overload. Short-circuiting. C3PO is short-circuiting. Beep, beep, boop, boop, clear. Yeah, there's somebody you can talk to, Janie. Sergeant McManum at the RCMP Major Crimes Unit. He is luckily enough qualified to really coach you through this and help this come to some sort of positive ending. Because we can't change the past. And that's going to come up a lot in your interviews with the RCMP. The fact that, something that we can all agree on, Janie, is that we can't change the past, can we? The T-1000 analyzed that cluster. Janie's statement, last statement. Because they don't believe anything we say. They do believe total strangers over the people that were here. You don't get it, that's Mike, so it's only a partial statement. Okay, so the analysis, leakage and sensitivities. Jack and Lily don't know what's going on, and where are they? Well, that's Mike saying that. No, I shouldn't read that then. All right, T-1000, that one was flawed. We're going to go on.
She wants to be in the category of victim.
Right.
She wants to have immunity. And the only way she thinks she can get that is by telling you how much she is suffering. But she doesn't realize that at the same time, the way she talks about Jack and Lily, it's victim blaming. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry Janie, but you will never understand what it is I'm doing. And therefore, you will always be fighting what I'm saying. Because you yourself would ignore what I'm saying, because you wouldn't get it. You can ask your son, I think he gets it. You're making it worse. The same way you talked about, there are no kids here now, so why was I raking on Thursday? This doesn't work. Maybe that works in Lansdowne Station. Okay. It doesn't work in the real world, Janie. Come clean. Come clean. Come clean.
That's the problem. It's not about Jack and Lily anymore. You guys are saying that we are making a circus out of this.
I am not we. I am me. But she doesn't understand the difference between me and what some people do that so-called create content. You know what I mean? She doesn't know the difference. She doesn't know how much power her words hold. She doesn't understand what it means to actually analyze somebody's words. She assumes, as she says later, that I'm listening to other people and I'm blindly following them. That's not what I'm doing. I'm listening to you, Malaya, and Daniel, and I have more than enough.
They're not. It's the YouTubers that are making a circus out of this. And that's the problem. Nobody sticks to the facts. It's all you want to do is make fun of us. What is...
I did a couple of times, but, you know, just when it really, really hits hard, man. When you really, really... Yeah, I did make fun when you actually admitted you were raking on Thursday night.
There's sense in that. That has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. You guys make me out to be a fucking evil person, which I'm not. I have a fucking heart of gold.
You're a fucking heart of gold? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that was so convincing. Woo! Oh, wow. You guys, I've got a fucking heart of gold, Earl. Is that what it sounds like when you guys are going at your mating ritual? Holy Hannah, listen.
You guys make me out to be a fucking evil person, which I'm not. I have a fucking heart of gold.
Holy shit. It wasn't just in my head. Oh, excuse us. Yeah, you're right. I must have been wrong all the while. How is it I didn't see this before? How is it I didn't see this heart of gold of Janie's before? It must have been all of the derogatory talk towards Jack and Lily. My bad. Oh, yes.
Thursday night.
There's sense in that. That has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. You guys make me out to be a fucking evil person, which I'm not. I have a fucking heart of gold.
Think about the level of denial at work there. That's what the same crying she does to herself when she tells her she's happy in that RV in the driveway.
But you guys don't realize that. You know what it would be like if you were in our shoes, being accused of somebody killing kids, which we never did.
Never did?
We have to acknowledge Chelsea's statement. Hello, Chelsea Gray, 86. She tried to make my mom look like a liar. She let false information circulate in her name and still didn't explain it. And she did nothing knowing neglect took place in that home. I'm not sympathetic. Oh, how dare you come in here judging Janie like that, Chelsea? You're just judging. See, I stuck up for you, Janie. Didn't feel genuine, though.
How about we didn't do? Always never.
I got a heart of fucking gold.
They left here Friday morning. I don't know where they are. I have no clue if I did, believe me. The first person that would be notified.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, you know. It's surprising that Neil Young didn't rename that song or actually name it Fucking Heart of Gold. Wow. I'm sure he took it into consideration. Like, how couldn't he? It's just natural.
It would be the RCMP or the investigators.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta stop making fucking us out to be bad people when we're not. There's two sides to this. You gotta realize.
Now, there are three sides to this. Number 3 being the truth.
You don't see all the YouTubers picking on Malaya. No, she's not speaking out. You know what?
You see what this is? She's not going to give you the truth. She realizes that side number 1 focuses on her. So she wants to give you side number 2 that focuses on Malaya. What she is not interested in giving us is the side that should be the only one. You can call it number 3, or you could call it also side number 1 and eliminate the others. And that would be the only truth. She doesn't want to give us the truth. She refuses to do that. What she is offering is side number 2 to the story. There are 2 sides to a story. I don't want the story, Janie. Don't you understand that my analysis pleads being the shortcut to zoom right in? You're giving away what happened. And maybe you have whatever they call ADHD or whatever the hell it is, that you can't sit down and you're unable to concentrate and you're only able to, talk whatever is on your mind right now. Unable
No, she's a liar.
to listen. There are people like that. Maybe you're one of those. It could really, really be. But that way you're never going to learn. You're always going to be surprised, because I can tell you one thing. If you stick with me and learn a little bit, you're going to realize that we got you. And the only way out for you is to tell the whole truth. Because you know what? Daniel is going to fry. It's going to end very, very badly,
Absolutely
Jane.
correct.
Don't make Daniel pay for your inability to comprehend and your unwillingness to get better at it.
Because she knows what's going on.
So do you.
And she's going to bring Daniel down as much as she can.
She also protected him from the beginning, right? She protected him from the CPS. She didn't protect Jack and Lily.
Because if she goes down, she doesn't want Daniel to have Meadow.
If she goes down, she doesn't want Daniel to have Meadow.
Look at it. Look
You guys
at
aren't
the
going to have to worry
facts.
about that.
If she goes away, she's going to lose custody. So she's going to do it to Daniel so Daniel don't get custody. She don't want Daniel to have nothing. You look at her background. She pestered Cody so fucking much that he gave up custody to those kids.
Ah, I see. Robin, I appreciate you, darling. I'm a troll that loves a good sermon. I appreciate you here and listening. Mike's putting on an absolute clinic tonight. Just fantastic content. Must be shared in the proper way. Make sure that you all click the link pinned to the top of live chat to go over. Make sure you're subscribed and watch these on your own.
Don't you realize, don't you guys see the pattern? If you're such a smart man, figure it out. Do your research. She goes to do her laundry on Wednesday over at her grandmother's. She comes back with no clothes.
Sure thing.
The next thing you know, I'm not supposed to be home Friday morning and the kids go disappearing. Why did...
There she goes again. The kids go disappearing. Robin Edwards, thank you very much, darling. That's very generous of you. Second time that she's come out that much more closer to referencing that she is protecting, the source of the knowledge she's protecting, but always giving herself away. The disappearing of. Oh, you mean the act that you're going to be serving a life sentence for? AKA. Just one of them, by the way. Mm-hmm. Janie knows exactly what she's not saying. It's on Janie. Cut the crap. Exactly. She needs to go and talk to the RCMP. Explain to the RCMP exactly why she felt the need to lie on her son's behalf and let them know what old Danny boy did. Maybe you'll get 10 to 15. Somehow I'll doubt it, though. She's going down with this ship. They're going to have to do this the hard way.
She is going to already leave.
They go disappear Thursday morning.
One way or the other. But it took her a while to go. And then she was very upset and left. On what day was it? On the 3rd? Saturday evening?
The 3rd, yeah.
After her family and friends
after talking to the CTV.
Advised her.
When did they go disappearing? A long time ago.
A lot of seed planting here.
No, she had this all planned, and it backfired on her. She knows where those kids are, I guarantee it.
But why?
I guarantee it.
We're not playing games here, baby.
Until you do some research, you're not going to figure it out. You're just going to keep blaming us for it. Something we did not do. If you're so smart, look into it.
Okay.
We are.
Then I'm going to...
All right.
Excellent. Excellent content. Oh my God, friends. Make sure you hit that link. We'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you for putting yourselves through this. And yeah, Janie's quite the illusionist, shall we say. They'll leave you with some G-funk there, Janie. You can bop your head too as you're sitting in the old RV tonight with your feet up.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.